Good morning, class. Today we are back again with the new topic, and we are going to start the process of the photosynthesis. In the previous videos, we were discussing about the reactants of the photosynthesis, in which we discussed about the role of chlorophyll, the role of light, the role of carbon dioxide, the role of water. I'm sure you all got my point in the previous videos. Now let's discuss about the process of photosynthesis. If you look on the equation of the photosynthesis, in which it is telling you that 6 carbon dioxide molecules are going to be reduced with the 12 molecules of the water. Obviously, if this is going to be reduced, then this is going to be oxidized. We discussed how it is oxidized. Then it will give you a single molecule of organic molecule called sugar, or simply called glucose, along with the 6 molecule of water and oxygen. In this equation, it is not showing you people what kind of reaction or what kind of processes are going to occur, but it is divided, as I have written, the overall process of photosynthesis is divided into 2 processes. If you can look, number 1, it is called the light dependent reaction. If it is called light dependent reaction, it means it requires the amount of light to carry this process. Another one is called the light independent, or called the dark reaction. The second process is called the light independent or the dark reaction. Calling it as dark reaction, it doesn't mean that it is going to occur in the dark or in the night time. Please keep one thing in your mind, that it is not called dark reaction because it will happen or it will occur in the night mode. It will also occur at the daytime, but for this second reaction, light is not necessary. For the first reaction, it is called the light dependent reaction. It means that light is very much necessary for this chemical reaction. But for the second chemical reaction that is going to happen in the structure called the chloroplast, for that there will not be any kind of light involved in that reaction. So that is why it is called the dark reaction. I repeat, it is not called dark reaction because it will happen in the night or in the dark, but it is so called because light is not necessary for this chemical reaction. If you talk about this overall process, so it is going to happen in the structure or the organelle called the chloroplast. If you recall the structure of the chloroplast, so this is called the outer membrane, and the inner membranes are called the thylakoids. This empty space is called stroma, and these discs are called thylakoid. So if you want to conclude, or if you want to know in the chloroplast where these 2 reactions are happening, so the light reaction is happening in the disc-like structure called the thylakoid, and the dark reaction is happening in the space which is called the stroma, in which there is a fluid of, or you can say a plasma of chloroplast is present. So inside the chloroplast there are 2 things. The one is called disc-like structure thylakoid, in which there will be the light reaction, and the second process which is called dark reaction, it will occur in the space called stroma. So I repeat, if you will look into the equation of the photosynthesis, you will not find any kind of names called light reaction and dark reaction. You will simply known by that there are carbon dioxide and there are water molecules and it is producing a glucose molecule. So this is it with the process of photosynthesis. Now we will discuss we will discuss the light reaction or the light dependent reaction in detail. So now we are going to start the light dependent reaction, the first biochemical reaction of photosynthesis. As I was saying, you people, that it is called the light dependent reaction because of this reason it requires the sunlight. It requires the sunlight for the excitation of the electrons of the chlorophyll molecule. As it's written already, it occurs in the thylakoid of a chloroplast, as this is a chloroplast, this is a thylakoid. There will be some other discs as well, which are also called the thylakoid. The space between or the empty space of a chloroplast is known as the stroma. You can also call the plasma of the chloroplast as well. So in that plasma there will be another chemical reaction called the dark reaction, but now for this we will study or we will look for the light dependent reaction. So light dependent reaction, it occurs in the thylakoid of a chloroplast, actually a kind of an electron transport chain. As I was saying in the reactants of the photosynthesis, that photosynthesis is all about to make organic molecules, but if we look deep into that chemical reaction, it is a kind of an electron transport chain. If you remember, by the excitation of the sunlight, the amount of light was absorbed by the molecules of the chlorophyll, and in a photosystem there was a reaction center. As this reaction center was absorbing the amount of light, its electrons was excited. And if you remember very well, those electrons were taken up by an electron acceptor molecule. By the end of that video, we also saw that we repaid those two electrons with the help of oxidation of water molecule. So this photosynthesis is all about a kind of an electron transport chain, means those two electrons which were lost by the chlorophyll molecule of that photosystem reaction center you people were calling, that was the start of the photosynthesis. So those two electrons, they will start a kind of an electron transport chain. So this electron transport chain I will later discuss in the diagram as well. So this light dependent reaction, or you people are calling this as an electron transport chain. This electron transport chain comprises on the following structures or the following molecules. As I have written, for this electron transport chain, there must be 4 complexes. They must present in the membrane of the thylakoid. They are named as photosystem 1, photosystem 2, cytochrome B or F complex, and the fourth one called ATP synthase complex, or called NADP, and called another one is called NADP reductase molecule. I repeat, for light dependent reaction there must be 4 complexes, and those complexes are called photosystem 1, photosystem 2. They are different because of their absorption spectrum. If you can see, photosystem 1 can absorb the maximum wavelength of 700 nanometer, and photosystem 2, it can maximum absorb the wavelength of 680 nanometer of the light of the wavelength. So these are the 2 complexes. The third one is called the cytochrome B or the F complex, and And the fourth one is called enzymatic complex. They are of two types. So it is called ATP synthase complex or ATPase complex. Another one is called NADP reductase. If you are calling this whole process as electron transport chain, then you must need some molecules which will carry electrons or which will transport those two excited electrons from one place to another place in a thylakoid membrane. So there are electron carrier molecules. You can call them as mobile electron carrier molecules. The word mobile means which is able to move from one place to another place. So those electron carrier molecules are called mobile electron carrier molecules. They are of three types. The first one is called plastoquinone. The second one is called plastocyanin. The third one is called ferredoxin. These three are the electron carrier molecules. So I hope you have understood. Now this is called the overview of the light dependent reaction. In this I will discuss this in a bigger picture in this as well. So this is called the electron transport chain. So now this is called a thylakoid. I hope you can see very well. This is called the thylakoid. The disc-like structure of the chloroplast in which light-dependent reaction happens. As I was saying you over here that in a thylakoid is a membrane, and if you know the proteins in the membrane which we discussed in the chapter 4 about the plasma membrane, so it is also called a plasma membrane because it is made up of phospholipid. So these are called the protein molecules which are embedded in the membrane called the thylakoid. So as I was saying before, this electron transport chain or for this reaction center, there is a photosystem 2 molecule which have an electron acceptor molecule. I hope you understood this electron acceptor molecule. This will accept the electron, and this is called first mobile electron carrier molecule, which is called plastoquinone. After plastoquinone, there is another complex called cytochrome B or cytochrome F complex. After that, there is another mobile electron carrier molecule, plastocyanin. After that, there is another protein complex molecule called photosystem 1. It has also an electron acceptor. After that, there is the third mobile electron carrier molecule, ferredoxin, and finally NADP reductase. The inside of the thylakoid is called the lumen, and at the lower side of this thylakoid there is a complex called ATP synthase complex. So this reaction starts, or by the end of this reaction we will have two molecules. If we talk about the reactants of the light dependent reactions, so it will be called the sunlight, the first and the major reactant of this light dependent reaction, plus ATP molecule plus NADP molecule. Now these are called the reactants of the light dependent reaction, and when they will react, they will form the products, the ATP plus NADPH. I forgot the most important, the water. It is also the reactant which will used in this light dependent reaction or electron transport chain. So these are called the reactants of the light dependent reaction, and by the end of the light dependent reaction, we will have ATP molecule, we will have NADPH molecule, and we will have oxygen molecule. So this is called the structure of the thylakoid, in which there is a photosystem tube, in which there is a mobile electron carrier called plastoquinone. After that, there is a cytochrome B or F complex. After that, there is plastocyanin. It is also mobile electron carrier molecule. This plastoquinone, it will carry the electrons from this PS to the cytochrome B or F complex, and from this cytochrome B or F complex, plastocyanin will carry the electrons and it will give to the PS1. Between PS1 and NADP reductase, there is another mobile electron carrier molecule called ferredoxin. It will carry the electrons between PS1 and the NADP reductase. Finally, there is an ATP synthase complex. I hope you have understood this concept. Now I will draw the thylakoid on a bigger note, so you can learn how electron transport chain is occurring. So now this is called bigger image of the thylakoid, by which you can understand this light dependent reaction or the electron transport chain in a very good way. So this is called the thylakoid. As you know, the thylakoid is a disc-like structure and it is a membrane. So this is called lipid bilayer, and in this lipid bilayer, these complexes, what you call PS2, cytochrome B or F complex, PS1, NADP reductase, and ATP synthase complex are present. So this is called the brief picture of the thylakoid. So this starts by the striking of sunlight, and this is absorbed by this photosystem too, photosynthesis or the process of photosynthesis. And in the process of photosynthesis, light dependent reaction starts when the PS2 absorbs the sunlight and it excites the electrons of these chlorophyll molecule. Finally, the amount of energy received by reaction center, this amount of energy will excite its electron. These two electrons are lost by the reaction center of the photosystem called chlorophyll A. These two electrons are accepted by electron acceptor molecule, which is found near this reaction center. This is called phyophyton. This electron, they are given to a electron carrier mobile electron carrier molecule called plastoquinone, and when these two electrons are given to this mobile electron carrier molecule, the two protons from the stroma, as I told you in the chapter number 4, that stroma is a name of H plus ions. Although in this empty region there are some other molecules as well, enzymes as well, but the most important thing in stroma is the concentration of H plus ion, and for that reason it also make this chloroplast an acidic as well. So the stroma, it contains the concentration of H plus ions, and when these two electrons are given by phyophyton to plastoquinone molecule, the two protons, they are pumped from, or they are attracted, because from inside the membrane the two electrons are moving from a complex molecule to another complex molecule by this plastoquinone, and by this moving, the two protons, they will be attracted, and these will be given to the cytochrome B or F complexes. Now, the whole purpose of this light-dependent reaction is to transport the electrons, not to transport the protons. But as you know, whenever there will be a movement of electrons from one place to another place, and if in the surroundings protons are present, they will be attracted towards the electron. So this cytochrome B or F complex will split the electrons, or it will separate the electrons from the protons, and then this will give two electrons to another mobile electron carrier molecule, which is found at the luminal site. Now the lumen is called the inside of a thylakoid. So this electron carrier molecule is present inside the membrane, and this electron carrier molecule is present at the luminal site of the thylakoid. So these two electrons are given by cytochrome B or F complex to plastocyanin molecule, and this will give that two electron to PS1. Now, if you consider this is a sun and this is giving light, for two of these photosystems at the same time, means light is not only striking at the PS2, but at the same time when light strikes on PS2, it also strikes at PS1 as well. So this also lost the two electrons. So if you can say, the electrons which are coming from PS2, they are given to the PS1. Now the story will start by the two electrons which are lost by PS1. I repeat, the loss of electrons of PS1 is compensated by those two electrons which are coming from PS2 to PS1 through these mobile electron carrier molecules. We will repay these two electrons by this water splitting enzyme complex in later the video. But now the story is now started by this PS1 which has just lost its electron, and they are taken up by electron acceptor. It is also firefighted, but this will be called as primary electron acceptor molecule because it receives the first electron then of this PS1. So the electrons of PS1 lost by the striking of the light or the absorption of the light are compensated by the two electrons of the PS2. So the story of these two electrons is now end at the PS1. Now the electrons of PS1, they will be taken up by electron acceptor of this PS1, and this electron acceptor will deliver these two electrons to the ferroxin molecule. And you know the stroma is continuous, so it also possesses H+ ions. It is not H+ ion present in this area. H+ ion, they are present all over the stroma. So these two electrons, when they will be given by this electron acceptor molecule to ferroxin, again there will be pumping of two H+ ion from the stroma along with these two electrons. So these two protons and these two electrons are now given to NADP reductase complex, where a coenzyme is reduced to NADPH. In the start of the light dependent reaction, I told you that we have to obtain two molecules from this light reaction. One is called ATP, which I haven't synthesized yet. Another one is called NADPH. So the purpose of the the light reaction is to synthesize these two molecules, because these two molecules are called energy carrier molecules. The energy we received from sunlight will be converted in this light reaction into these electron carrier molecules or energy carrier molecules. Among of these two, we have synthesized one. This is called NADPH. How we synthesize? Let's start again. Light strike the photosystem too. By the striking or by the absorption of the light, this will lose its two electrons. These two electrons will be taken up by phyophytin. It is called electron acceptor molecule. This phyophytin will deliver these two electrons to this plastoquinone, because it can move from this place to this place. So whenever this electron acceptor molecule will receive electron of this reaction center chlorophyll A, this plastoquinone will go to this electron acceptor to deliver those two electrons which it received from reaction center chlorophyll A. When plastoquinone, when it will move those two electrons from PS2 to cytochrome B or F complex, at that time the two protons from the stroma, they will be taken up by this plastoquinone molecule, and the two protons and the two electrons in the form of two hydrogen atoms, they will be given to this cytochrome B or F complex. This complex will separate the two electrons from itself, and the two protons which came from stroma, now they will be given to the lumen, or they will be stored inside of this thylakoid called the lumen. We will see what will happen these two protons, because this whole process is related with the movement of electrons. For that we must look what is happening with the electrons, or what the electrons are doing from moving from one place to another. So the plastoquinone is giving the two electrons to cytochrome B or F complex along with the two protons. So when these two will combine, they will form two hydrogen atoms. So generally the two hydrogen atoms are given to this cytochrome B or F complex. Now this will separate the two protons and electrons. The two electrons will be given now to another electron carrier molecule called plastocyanin. This plastocyanin will give the two electrons of the PS1 to this photosystem called PS1, which works on 700 nanometer wavelength. So the two electrons, they are also lost at the same time when PS2 lost. So the loss of electrons of PS1 is compensated by the electrons of PS2. Now the story is started by the new way of those two electrons which were lost from PS1, because these two electrons, they are now ended with the absorption of electron to the PS1. So the electron acceptor will also accept the two excited electrons of PS1. Now this paradoxal molecule will come to this electron acceptor molecule to deliver the electrons. When this will taking these two electrons to NADP reductase, the two protons, they will also be given, they will also be pumped with these two electrons, because whenever electrons move in their surrounding, there are protons, they will be given to this NADP reductase molecule. And in an NADP reductase molecule, by the absorption of two hydrogen atoms, it will convert itself from NADP plus to NADPH. I repeat, this is a kind of a big topic, so it cannot be covered in a single video. So inshallah, in the next video